Time to get after them. Yatesville Lake has been getting pounded lately. Tons of tournaments. Fish, you guys saw it there the other day. Fished 160 boat, casting for kids tournament. Amazing time. It was great. But I'm going to use this opportunity to go to a place that I have a love-hate relationship with. It's Grayson Lake. I like Grayson because it's the closest lake to my house. Closest body of water to my house is definitely the river, the Ohio River. But as you can tell, that's probably not the greatest place to go fishing. So I am going to go to the river. Again, I'm going to go to Grayson. Sorry, it's super early. Got a tournament tomorrow with Lewis County Lunkers. So they're fishing at Dewey Lake. And I'm going to go down there and try to catch a fish. Went down there last year and blanked. Spent the better part of 3 hours trying to catch probably a 7-pounder that was nesting on a bed on a log. And it cost me. But I'm going to go down there and try to do some redemption. But today we're going to go to Grayson Lake. Kind of rainy, kind of miserable for a minute. Then it's going to be nice. It's going to be like 80 degrees today. It's the first time I've been able to wear shorts all year. So I'm going to get the battle wagon all loaded up here. First off, I got to get my my four-wheeler, my ATV out of here. And we're going to go. I like Grayson a lot. Let's find out if it holds up to its potential. There's some big ones in there. Let's go find one. Man, feels like it's going to be a good day. Birds are chirping. 69 degrees already this morning. It is one of those mornings, and it was just about one of those mornings. I just about forgot a very important thing. Almost as bad as forgetting to put your plug in. Well, hopefully I didn't do any damage because the power cord was plugged in, ran out of room. So, got off to a good start here, ladies and gents. Hopefully it gets a little better. Looks like the plug over there is fine, so dodged a bullet on that one. Let's go to Grayson. Let's lean on him. Let's see what happens today. It is April 7th, I believe. Actually, I'm lying to you. It's April 4th. April 4th, 2024. All right, made it out here to Grayson Lake. Gonna get everything unhooked, put the old YOLO Tech in the boat, because I have a feeling today it's gonna be a good day. You can tell, low pressure, which I obviously like, and you know, it's spring. Spring has sprung here. It's actually getting, we don't get much of a spring in Ohio and Kentucky. It's usually like really hot or really cold, and then we get like a week of spring, and then it's like, oh yeah, it's 200 degrees. So it's gonna be nice today, but when we have low pressure like this, you have to figure that the bass are going to be biting, but it is the time of year when they're going to be on the bed. So it's kind of like one of those danged if you do, danged if you don't moments, where it's actually probably a little bit kind of like there's a mixture of all the spawn areas, like pre-spawn, post-spawn, or there's going to be some pre-spawn, there's definitely going to be some spawning fish. There may be a few that are done spawning. I don't know. We'll have to see what the water temperature's like. I'm figuring it's going to be in the 60s, which is perfect. Putting in here at Bruin ramp. I like Bruin a lot because it's not as inhabited, but it's also a free ramp. So It's a little farther walk to get back to your truck, so I don't really mind that. I think I'm going to start the morning off with some top water, some form of probably a walking bait like a spook, buzz bait, something like that. And then as the morning goes on, I'm going to slow down, start throwing maybe a crank. I won't slow down, but I'm going to go off top and use something like a crankbait. Might throw a spinner bait, but we'll just have to let the fish tell us what they want this morning. So let's get everything rigged and let's get after it. This time of year usually kind of baffles me when I know the fish are eating, but I also have a hard time understanding that, like, usually in the water that I fish, it's just kind of dingy and muddy and stuff, so you're not seeing bedfish. So how do you tackle spawning fish when you can't see said spawning fish? I'm not the biggest fan of going out and whacking on big old mommies on the bed anyway, so it's kind of better that way. So I would say today is going to be attack of the males. Hopefully not. Hopefully we can find a big old pre-spawn female. Hasn't made it to the nest yet. I didn't even check the water temperature, just put my boat in there. I'll give you guys a little bit of a rundown later after the fact here. But I feel like, again, I keep harping low pressure, and a lot of people want to know how you could tell low pressure versus high pressure days. Well, high pressure days are going to be really clear skies, bluebird. Now think about this. I'm gonna get teacher mode on you here real quick. Say you put a big bunch of pressure in like a 2-liter bottle. Let's just say that you buy a brand new bottle of Mountain Dew, and it's pressurized obviously because it has carbonation in it. Well, if you uncork that thing or you take the lid off it really fast, it releases that pressure really quickly. What happens to the bottle? Well, you get condensation. So that's low pressure in there. Condensation forms on the bottle. Same deal with here. We got fog in the air. Got clouds, which is nothing more than a form of condensation. So low pressure days, high pressure lakes. Let's get after it. All right, top water, first thing this morning. Going with the bone white spook. This thing has been through it, boys and girls. Usually has a tail feather on there. This thing has been burnt off. I've got a ton of fish on this. This is a head and spook junior in bone white. Got a loud rattle. First bait this morning. Go. When you should have a follow-up bait on the deck. Guess what? I don't have follow-up bait on the deck. Seemed like a pretty decent fish. Find out if he's interested again. Oh, he pulled behind it again. Third time's a charm. get up a follow-up bait and see if I can't catch that fish. I don't know what I'm gonna throw at it. Chunk crawl maybe. Seems like an alright bait. Man, this thing is got destroyed in the last tournament, so it's a rough looking one. But I'm gonna use the Jackall Chunk Craw 4-inch green pumpkin pepper as my follow-up bait. You should always have a follow-up bait on your deck, especially when you're fishing topwater for reasons like that. I mean, a stud. Little spotted bass. I threw that topwater bait for an hour. I got 2 little sniffs on it. Missed a couple fish. Tied on a little Fritz side 5. This is the first sign of action. Obviously not even close to what we're looking for, but I'll tell you what. Is there a prettier fish on the planet than a spotted bass, especially when they're this small? That's crazy. They're just so pretty. Little Fritz side 5 junior. There's a bunch of shad over here on the water. Should be the time of year shad spawn's happening. I'll turn you guys over here so you guys can see it. Normally, I'd be over there all in those shad. You can see them right in there, ripples in the water, some over there, but normally there's fish chasing them, and right now there's not. Now, as soon as I said that, something back there is gonna get hit. But this is the time where live scope comes into play, because, you know, I know you guys, it doesn't make for a good fishing show, and it doesn't make for a good fishing experience watching it on TV, the pros and stuff. But if you are a tournament angler and have live scope, this is the opportunity for you to really take advantage of it, because you can follow these bait balls around and see if there's fish underneath them. Probably get my rain suit on. Bluegill. Freaking wanted a piece of Fritz side. It's crazy. Digging. Yeah, boy. What I'm talking about. And I tell you what, boys, that freaking Jackall chunk craw catches some bigs. Just fell right out of her mouth. I'm telling you. Green pumpkin pepper, 3/16 ounce tungsten weight, 4/0 Gamakatsu offset shank worm hook. That is what I'm talking about. Heck yeah, raining, low pressure. 4 pounds, 4 ounces. That's what I'm talking about. 4-4, baby. Get her back in there. Telling you, if you're sleeping on a Jackall chunk craw, I've caught some of the biggest bass of my entire life on this bait right here. I mean crazy. Right here. Awesome bait. Chunk craw. Little ones are eating the chunk craw. Got that 4 earlier. I have a feeling I'm gonna stumble upon a big here in a minute, bigger than that 4. And I will not be super mad at it. Again, I'm throwing this chunk craw with a 3/16 ounce weight peg, 7.2 heavy poison adrena with a Craw 150. Just an absolute awesome combo for this little Texas rig. The farther I get back in this creek, the better it looks. Again, those little males or small females, whatever they are biting pretty good. But I have a feeling I'm gonna land on an absolute one that the picture alone weighs 2 pounds before this trip is over. It's just shaping up that way, low pressure. And I don't know. So far it's been a good day. I'm not mad at all. Decent fish. Shaping up to be a day, boys. Woo, boy. Telling you what, that chunk craw is coming through today, son. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, boy. The other one's a little over 4. This one's nowhere close to 4. Maybe 3.5. Oh, not even 3. 2.7. It's all right. This is a couple hours into this day. Got a 4.4. I think it was a 4.4. And 2.7. Grayson Lake on a May Day. I will definitely take it. Like a bluegill bite. Seems like the farther I go back in this creek, I'm running out of fish. Water temperature is a little bit cooler back in here. It's 1 degree cooler. It was 72 degrees up in there when I was catching those fish. Going farther back in here, but the water temperature change could be because of the rain that's been happening. Obviously, you guys saw that a second ago. Maybe it wasn't a bluegill. Maybe it wasn't. I don't think he's a keeper. We'll measure him, find out. I'd say he's about 14 and a half. 14. Gave him a ½ inch. That's all right. We're still catching them. Just made a comment that I was running out of fish, and then I pitch up in there and catch one. So maybe I just ain't been around him. That's the way it goes. Seems like the farther I go back in here, the worse it's getting. There's some fresh water running in right here around this tree. There's not a fish there. I don't think they're back in this creek this far. I might gotta cross and fish my way out of here because it's gradually getting worse as far as the bites and stuff goes back in here. But I mean, it could be for a lot of reasons. It could be that the fish are locked on beds farther back in here, but I really haven't seen any. I see the fish cruising back that way. But I haven't seen the fish in this area back in here. Again, the water temperature is 1 degree cooler. But that could be for the fact that, you know, it rained. It was a pretty good toad strangler of a storm there. So again, I'm gonna fish. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but there's a little spring coming in right here from all this rainwater. Usually a pretty good place to get bit days like today. And then if I don't get bit around this area, I'm gonna jet across and fish my way back out of here. It's almost 11 o'clock, 10:47. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be out here. I'm gonna fish as long as I can because you don't get many days like this on the water where it's nice and cool and the sun's not beating down on you. I'm the only boat in this creek, which is normally just loaded with people. Dry streak with a little dink. Fighting hard. No wonder he's fighting hard. Oh, yeah, boys, I'm telling you what. Grayson Lake showing out today. I'm telling you, that Jackall chunk craw right there just freaking gets chewed by biggins. That's two real good ones today on this chunk craw. That's what I'm talking about right there, baby. He's well over 4, might be 5. Get her weight up here. The other one was 4.4. Pretty sure this one's bigger than that one. Four, 7. 4 pounds, 7 ounces. That is 4, 8. It's about 12 pounds of 3 fish. I'll take that for Grayson Lake, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Let's let her go. Well, it was a very wet one here throughout the day, but I'm telling you what, that's an epic day right there at Grayson. I would like to talk about the real MVP today, where these Solar Bat, these are the FL3s, green mirror lens. Although I wasn't seeing these fish on the beds, I could see them cruising, and I could see them reacting to my bait, which was really handy because I could keep my bait in the strike zone longer when I knew there was a fish around. And I think that was a key today. 3 absolute hammers for Grayson Lake in May, so I will take it. Jackall chunk crawl, 3.5 inch. I caught them both in green pumpkin pepper and watermelon pepper, both 3.5 inch. Just an absolute giant fish catcher. I'm just telling you what, I caught a big one last year, several big ones last year. I caught a 6+ pounder year before last on it. The Jackall chunk crawl is pretty amazing. Local to the area, if you're local to Grayson, go over to T&T Outdoors there, right by the lake, and tell them that you'd like to have some. If they don't have them, they can order them for you. Same with Borders there in Ashland, Kentucky. I think Brad has some there. If not, Brad will get them for you. That's a Jackall chunk crawl, 3.5 inch, green pumpkin pepper, watermelon pepper. Both phenomenal colors. So you guys know the routine, guys. If you can, get out there and lean on them. We'll see you next time on another line.